Live from Rhinelander, this is News Watch 12 Today, the Northwood's best news. News from where you live starts now.
Good morning and thanks for waking up with us today. I'm Michael Lodholz, and thousands are already riding through the many snowmobile trails of the Northwoods, and local trail groomers are doing their best to keep the ride as smooth as they can. Our very own Jake Donahoe got an inside look into how those groomers operate.
Grooming is a crucial part of snowmobile season, and although it looks like a simple job, it requires great concentration and technique. Dan Dumas, grooming operations manager for the Eagle River Snow Eagles, has been grooming since 2018 and has mastered the art of pavement-smooth trails. After a winter storm this past weekend, Dan was quick to get back out on the groomer.
We're expecting to have highly improved trail conditions moving forward, and we're just taking the early steps right now to get out and check for tree damage, trees down on the trails, branches, limbs, and snowmobilers actually help with that too while they're out and about.
To Dan, grooming is an art, and he's learned many techniques over the years, including taking snow from the sides of the trails to fill divots and holes. The groomer is a system that grates the surface of the snow with a series of plow-like shovels. A pan system off the back of the machine compresses and smooths out the snow to finish.
This is the pan section on the back of the drag, and it's providing all the compression down on the snow to create our white ribbon.
Groomers tend to do their work at night as the snow can more easily settle and freeze. The grate's friction moistens the snow slightly and then freezes to create a healthy base to last the whole season.
To be able to give something back to the sport, to the community, like I said, it's just a good feeling. It's really a cool thing when you're out on the trails and people are thumbs up all the time and they're excited to see you. And you know, that's kind of a cool feeling. It pays off for all of the hours put into this.
Grooming requires precise concentration, not only to smooth the trails, but to stay safe and be aware of surroundings to keep other riders safe. Send a wave to your local groomer if you see them on the trails, and volunteer opportunities are always available from your local snowmobile club. Reporting from Eagle River, I'm Jake Donahoe, Newswatch 12.
Thank you, Jake. And now taking a turn out into the weather ourselves, we've got Devin Biggs on the weather deck this morning. And Devin, you sure are surrounded by a lot of snow this morning, aren't you?
Yeah, surrounded by a lot of snow, and even seeing Buck 1 covered in a lot of snow as well. And definitely a sincere appreciation to all of our snowmobile clubs that work very hard every day to make great things happen. But meanwhile, as we do move forward this morning, Rhinelander, definitely a winter wonderland as well. You might notice part of the bottom of that camera is cut off. That's not an issue. That's just because snow's covering part of the camera. But either way, as we check things out with regards to snow, it's snowing here in Rhinelander, and we have more on the way. An additional inch possible on top of what's already fallen before we're all finished up with regards to that. But otherwise, pretty quiet this morning, a little bit of a breeze. That's about it. We got temperatures in the middle teens. This is our high temperature today. We're going to be falling later on. Notice some 20s farther down toward the south. Your forecast coming up for today looks like this. So middle teens, and then we're falling into the single digits later on this evening by about 5 o'clock or so. Michael?
Thank you, Devin. And major demonstrations have erupted across Iran over the country's deepening economic crisis. Iranians are protesting a rising inflation and the soaring cost of living after the country's currency plummeted to a record low. The protests are the largest since the nationwide uprising back in 2022. Elsewhere in the world, 2 trains carrying passengers to Peru's famed Machu Picchu crashed on Tuesday, killing 1 person and injuring at least 30 others. More than 1 million visitors make the journey to Machu Picchu each year, mostly traveling by train to the nearby town of Aguascalientes. And a Russian attack on Ukraine's southern Odessa region wounded 6 people, including 3 children, according to the Ukrainian authorities. The strikes, taking place overnight into Wednesday, targeted residential, logistical, and energy infrastructure, causing fires to break out in apartment buildings, according to Ukraine's state emergency service. And thieves broke into a German bank vault on Monday and made off with millions of euros worth of valuables. This unfolded in the city of Gelsenkirchen. Police say that the suspects drilled their way through a concrete wall and then broke into the bank's safe deposit boxes. They are looking for the vehicle spotted leaving the scene, but for now, the suspects are still on the loose. And as we enter the heart of winter, bad weather can leave its mark on just about everyone. One way that residents fight the potential power outages are with their backup generators. Our very own Ian Ferris shares some best practices.
When winter storms strike, power outages can follow. It can be trouble for residents, and staying warm can be a challenge.
Some people can go days without having power. Depending on the part of town you're in, it also either decreases or increases, because typically power outages get mostly worked on within the city limits and then they expand out.
Many people turn to backup generators to stay warm, but generators emit a deadly byproduct known as carbon monoxide.
The number one thing that we are really alarmed with when power outages come up in the community is the potential for carbon monoxide poisoning.
Carbon monoxide is a clear, odorless gas that can lead to death if inhaled in large doses. To avoid poisoning from a generator, the CDC recommends operating them outside, more than 20 feet away from any windows, doors, and vents.
Generators are not designed to be used inside the house and are very dangerous, and that is where carbon monoxide buildup and poisoning starts.
The most common symptoms of carbon monoxide poisoning are headache, dizziness, confusion, weakness, nausea, vomiting, chest pain, and shortness of breath. In the event of carbon monoxide poisoning, evacuation is the first step to recovery.
Get out of the enclosed space that you are in. Take your loved ones, take your pets, and get out of that space. You want to get to an area that has fresh air where you can get away from the buildup of carbon monoxide.
Following evacuation, the health department recommends calling emergency services. Reporting in Rhinelander, Ian Ferris, Newswatch 12.
Thank you, Ian. And up next on Newswatch 12 today, we'll be joined by Northwoods historian Carrie Bladorn for this month's new edition of Connecting the Dots. Stay with us. We'll be right back after this commercial break.